American firearm owners, did you ever regret purchasing your firearm? I regretted owning my firearm after I shot my neighbor's autistic son. I live in this quiet, close-knit suburban neighborhood where everyone knows each other and gets along pretty well. It's the kind of place where kids ride their bikes in the streets and neighbors have weekend barbecues together. I never thought something so terrible could happen here. For context, I'm a responsible gun owner and enthusiast. I always keep my firearms locked away and secure. I've never had any issues before, and I always emphasize gun safety. My next-door neighbors are a lovely family with a sweet autistic son, who's about 12 years old. He has some difficulty with communication, and is awkward around others. However, he still has a beautiful smile and a contagious laugh that can brighten anyone's day. One sunny afternoon, the whole neighborhood gathered for a barbecue at my place. The adults were chatting and enjoying the food, while the kids played in the yard. I thought it would be a good time to show off my air rifle to some of the other dads. It's not a real gun, but it can still pack a punch. We set up a little range with cans and paper targets, and I was shooting away, completely focused on my aim. My neighbor's son, let's call him Danny, had been playing nearby, but I didn't realize he'd wandered over to where we were shooting. I took a shot at one of the cans, and just as I pulled the trigger, Danny popped his head up from the sandbox, and the pellet hit him in the back of the head. He immediately collapsed onto the ground, screaming and crying in pain. In his confusion, Danny seemed to believe that his dad was responsible for the pain he was feeling. He got up and, with surprising strength, lunged at his dad, trying to fight him. Everyone was shocked and tried to break up the scuffle, all while I stood there, horrified at the consequences of my actions. Danny's dad, trying to defuse the situation, told his son that if it made him feel better, he could shoot him back. So, Danny's dad stood on one side of the yard, and Danny stood on the other, holding the air rifle. It felt like a surreal standoff as the suspense built. Everyone at the barbecue stopped what they were doing and watched, holding their breath as Danny took aim. With tears still streaming down his face, Danny fired the shot, hitting his dad square in the nuts. I couldn't help but feel a twisted mix of shock and amusement at the situation, trying to hold back laughter as I watched it unfold. In a fit of pain and anger, Danny's dad lunged at his son and tackled him to the ground. He picked up Danny, who was now crying hysterically, and they went back to their house. This effectively ends the barbecue. Now, I'm not the one who manhandled my autistic son, but I still feel terrible for Danny as he's probably traumatized from the event. Their family isn't speaking to me right now. Is there any way I can make this right?